I had a comment on one of my videos a few days ago asking why I'm so obsessed with trans people, and truth be known, I'm not. Trans people feature very little in my life. And I honestly believe that trans people are just like everyone else. The vast majority of them are just trying to live their lives. But it's the crazies that get all the attention, the TikTok merchants. As an American friend of mine once told me, the squeaky wheel needs the most grease. However, one thing I do think about the trans movement is the entire ideology should be kept the fuck away from young children. Because young children, their brains haven't developed. Essentially, they are very, very thick. And we don't trust young children to vote, or drive, or join the military. So should we ask them to make decisions that will affect them for the rest of their lives? Personally, I don't think anyone knows who they really are until they've been through puberty. As a young boy, I thought one day maybe I'd like to have a girlfriend, but when my voice and my love plums dropped, then I knew, yes, I'm into girls. Recently, I saw a video clip, which I can't share because I'll get copyrighted, of an 11-year-old boy dressed as a girl, being put on puberty blockers and being told he can go on estrogen at the age of 13. An 11-year-old child being treated with the same chemicals they use to chemically castrate sex offenders. And it got me thinking, is it the young boy who wants to be a girl? Or is it his extremely woke-looking mother who wants her son to be a daughter? Because if you're of a woke mindset, having a trans child is extremely fashionable. The actress Megan Fox, she has 3 sons. I think all of them are trans. What are the odds on that? It's fucking child abuse. I said the actress Megan Fox. Sorry, I meant Megan Fox, the lady who looks very pretty in films, but whose acting is more wooden than that silver birch. So today we're going to meet 3 people, 2 of whom are giving extremely bad advice, and the third, who's so self-obsessed they shouldn't be around young children. At least we know though, when it comes to trans kids, the doctors, the medical professionals will know what they're talking about.
I'm a doctor, and apparently the state of Texas needs to reconsider what it considers child abuse. Because you know what's abusive? Ignoring the needs of your child when your child is telling you what they need. And engaging in behavior as a parent that could lead them to unalive themselves. Over 80% of trans youth have admitted to having thoughts about unaliving themselves, and over 50% have actually attempted it. In these individuals, denying them care that we know is life-saving is child abuse. And it is proven that providing them gender-affirming care strongly reduces those risks. Don't worry, I got plenty of receipts for these comments. You can check my link tree. I will die on this hill. Trans rights are human rights. And it doesn't matter the age of the person. We all deserve to live our truth.
Now, if I went to the GP and my doctor had that haircut, I'd ask, can I just see a nurse instead? And that weird manic stare? Like she's been prescribing herself cocaine for medicinal use. The woman's clearly off her rocker. She's mental. I agree, trans rights are human rights, but where do we draw the line? You cannot ask a child who doesn't understand what they're actually doing to make life-altering decisions. And that's the hill she'll die on? You go for it, love, but it won't be you that dies. When I was a young boy, I wanted to be a fucking dinosaur. Would she graft a tail onto me and massive teeth so I looked like an American newsreader? One thing that's for sure, like the dinosaurs, by now I'd have gone extinct. So 80% of trans kids have thought of deleting themselves. This is going to be really dark and really harsh. Don't most teenagers feel like that at some point? It's just puberty. They've done scans on the brains of teenagers. They're the same as clinical psychopaths. And although she says 80% have thought about checking themselves out early, she didn't mention that 80% of children who think they're trans just grow out of it. It's a phase. Not only that, but peak suicidality happens 5 years after transition, because often these are people with underlying mental health problems who've been told changing their gender will cure everything. 5 years later, the demons are still there and they've mutilated their bodies, probably owing thousands of dollars. But for me, the thing she didn't mention, which speaks volumes, is that there is a shitload of money to be made from transing kids. In fact, from transitioning anyone. Multiple procedures, often with complications, lifelong medication, and sometimes people can wipe out almost their entire immune systems. They're a cash cow for life, which sadly for many isn't that long. Now here in the UK, you can get what used to be called a sex change, which is a stupid title because no one can change sex. You can transition on the NHS, on the National Health Service. So in the UK, it is nigh on impossible to see your general practitioner. Waiting lists are longer than ever, but you can get your cock cut off. In fact, doesn't this speak volumes again? If I go to see my doctor and say, "Doctor, please remove my little finger," he would say to me, "You have serious psychological problems, you need to speak to a psychiatrist." But if I say, "Okay, lop off my cock and balls," suddenly I'm stunning and brave. Next up, we have a troubled young woman explaining to other troubled young women how they can get unnecessary surgery.
If your therapist is being stubborn, and I've been there, don't worry, she literally told me I had to come 6 times before she would sign a letter. But anyways, if your therapist is being stubborn or you can't afford to go see one, I suggest checking out thegallup.org. I went through there, met with somebody, they wrote me a letter pretty much same day, and now I have gotten top surgery, and yeah, it's amazing. You'll have to make sure that it's available in your state, but the website should show you that. But what they do is they have therapists who just want you to get the surgery that you need, because nobody knows you better than you. And they will write you the recommendation letter for free. Even better.
If your therapist is being stubborn, demanding that you go and see her 6 times. You have 6 therapy sessions to get over mild anxiety, not 1 session to decide whether or not you should lop your breasts off. It's fucking ridiculous, and maybe she is happier. But we have this problem on social media of social contagion. Many young women who are usually misdiagnosed, they have autism, not transgenderism, are going down this route. It is terrifying. People are giving advice on it. And for my many new subscribers, even if she still had her breast, she would be a double bagger. I honestly believe that for many of these people posting such videos, they know something's wrong at the back of their addled minds. So they're trying to convince other people to do the same as they've done, so they won't seem as unusual. It is a cult. This is Jonestown, and they're handing out the fucking Kool-Aid. So finally, let's meet a non-binary person who's excited about starting a new job.
Hi, so I have a small dilemma. I am starting a new job on Monday, and it's a teaching job, so the kids are going to call me either Mr. or Mrs. Jamie. It depends on what I want, but I, as a non-binary being, I don't know what to pick. I feel like Mrs. would be easier for the kids, but Mr. makes me feel better, but I also kind of want to try mix, but I don't know if the kids can do that. I don't. And then what do they do when they ask me if I'm a boy or a girl? I'm not. I don't know.
Explain that it's young kids, too.
It's young kids. My class is going to be 4-year-olds, so I don't know. And then I don't know if I want to go by Jamie or Jamie Ray, because Jamie Ray is the name that I go by now. I don't know. Any advice would be great for any non-binary teachers.
SOS, save our ship.
SOS, SOC, save our captain. Thanks.
Should I use Miss or Mr. or Mix? Jamie or Jamie Ray? I'm a non-binary bean. Do your fucking job. She's teaching 4-year-olds. That can't be overly challenging. What's that? Very, very basic reading and mathematics. And the rest of the time, checking the kids haven't shit themselves. Now, when I was a child, I didn't know my teacher's first name, let alone their sexual orientation or gender identity. But it seems like more and more woke teachers want to go into class on a Monday morning and say, "Hello, children, guess who I fucked last night?" The subtext of that entire clip is me, 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 give me attention, me, 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 look at me, give me attention, look at me, look at me, look at me. That will be the only teacher where the 4-year-old pupils will say, "Mix, could you please fucking grow up?" So that's the end of this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. And as ever, thanks for watching. Days ago, asking Why am I so... They're fucking bollocks. Days ago, asking, why are you so upset? Oh, fucking sort it out, Dan. With trans people. Most of the time, I don't give a fuck. The actress, nay Barbie come to life, Megan Fox. I think the most sensible way... What the fuck is that? The blue-haired people are coming for me. Cult. It's Waco and... Fuck it. David Koresh. Hey, that's the end of this video. If you... Bollocks.